There's two AAA titles, GTA 5 and Halo 5, that I've been playing for a while now, and they're a pretty good representation of what's wrong with the gaming industry right now, and where it looks like it's headed. Where it's headed is the same place as Hollywood, into a sort of cash-grabbing, minimal-effort cess. There's a lot of games contributing toward this problem, so it's not just the devs of these two AAA titles causing the problem. They're far from the first to start doing this, but they're definitely the biggest names poking some considerable holes into the industry. I like to go into detail about what I mean, so I'll tell you exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about freemium games and microtransactions. If you don't know what a freemium game is, it's a game that lets you essentially play for no upfront cost, but allows you to make in-game or in-app purchases with real-life money to give you a bit of boost or extra stuff in the game, called microtransactions. But what makes freemium games freemium is not just the microtransactions themselves, but the way the games are set up. You're at a considerable disadvantage in the game if you don't make use of these microtransactions. You find yourself not doing as well against people who paid real life money to get farther ahead than you, and in some games, significantly farther ahead of you, if you're playing the game for the price they advertised. Free. This effect in freemium games is called pay to win. Now, I'm well certain that there's some freemium games that aren't set up to be pay to win, and some that are surely weren't intended like that, but people have begun to realize that freemium games make a shit ton of money when games revolve around paying real life money in order to win. And yes, you can play Clash of Clans or Tiny Tower without microtransactions. I actually kind of enjoyed Tiny Tower, but if you get impatient with the wait times before construction is finished or stock gets depleted, just stop playing the game. Don't buy gems or bucks, or in GTA 5 and Halo's case, shark cards and REQ packs. That's what they want you to do. That's what the games are built around. The games look and play fun enough that it seems like a good fun game, but not too fun. The real fun comes from the dopamine boost you get when all those millions of dollars or tons of legendary armors comes into your inventory from no work. If the games were more fun than they are, you wouldn't want and therefore need to make use of the microtransactions to get some satisfaction. I keep hearing my friends mentioning how when they get their next paycheck, they'll finally get a shark card or some REQ packs. And then what? In GTA 5, you'll spend all that money on the card you've been looking at, and then you'll be done for a month until the next update comes out. Same thing with Halo. Have any of you noticed that every single update in both of those games, the highlight is either new cars, new clothes, new aesthetic armor, new weapon skins, and vehicle skins? Have you noticed that they're absurdly expensive in the game? Those monthly REQ pack things in Halo are 100,000 REQ points. And those yachts they put out in GTA 5 a while back were millions, plus several more million if you wanted a fucking gold paint job on the railings or a different color on the yacht itself. You have to grind the shit out of that in your spare time to get that legit. In Halo's case, you have a goddamn month to do it, which is the point. They make it possible to get legitimately, but give you an alternative if you don't want to work for it. Then they make it ridiculously obnoxious to get legitimately, making that alternative much more appealing. They're tricking you. You're fully aware of both options, you know what they take, but you don't realize that that's all that fucking matters in those games. They're built around microtransactions. Now, I don't think they set up GTA 5 to be pay to win when they were making it, because it's still relatively fun to play when you're just dicking around. Even still, that's debatable since most of the toys like tanks and Valkyries are far out of the reach for legitimate players. But here's how I think things went awry. When GTA 5 released, it was a terrible launch. Servers were crashing, everyone was playing Cloud Simulator stuck in loading screens, it was buggy to hell. Terrible launch. Rockstar announced that to compensate for it, they're making all future packs and DLC packs free. This could have been their intention all along, to make them free in quotation marks, but this seems like a good enough reason to start. Shark cards were already in the game at the launch, so that goes toward them planning it all along. Then they knew they weren't making any money other than sales and shark cards for the rest of the game's lifespan. How do you get people to buy shark cards? Maybe the same way you get people to buy the game, making the game fucking fun? No! You make shark cards almost essential. You set your team of bug fixers to prioritize patching money glitches. You patch unharmful fun glitches despite saying you won't, instead of adding more low-stake casual games for everyone to play together, like tennis or golf. You add missions. You make every mission with a half-decent payout 3 times harder and fail to improve the consistency that you'll even spawn into the job at the job, increasing completion time. You make trailers for every monthly update showcasing the only things that are coming in the update: cars, clothes, aesthetics, overpowered combat vehicles, and then annoy everyone with the absurd price tag on everything. Your goddamn paintball outfits cost tens of thousands of dollars and good fucking luck retiring after buying that gray overcoat. Halo's no better. Their launch had no Forge, no infection, they had no intention of adding in split screen, forcing your friend to buy an Xbox One and Xbox Live. And what do you think they did update-wise for the 2 months before Forge came out, and the 4 months after that before Infection released? A simple game type that needed no changing. Armors, assassinations, weapon skins, vehicle skins, they recycled old guns. They brought back the fucking Halo 2 battle rifle, Halo 1 Magnum, and the original rocket launcher, all of which are ludicrously difficult to obtain legitimately. Let me stay on this throwback guns thing for a moment. Why are you guys selling us a game with shitty looking guns only to give us the guns we like through REQ packs and therefore microtransactions? If I didn't know any better, I'd say it's either intentional or just lazy. Now the armor and everything else, I know that armor and assassination and weapon skins are purely aesthetic, but this goes for Halo and GTA 5 when I point out that that's all these updates are about. It'd be okay if they were thrown into an update with some good content that adds something new to the game and gives us a reason to come back, but this is all you're doing with your games, just updates. Just giving us more stuff to spend real money on. And don't say anything about the new maps Halo's been adding. They're the laziest piece of shit new maps I've ever seen. It didn't take long for you guys to notice that all they did for the most of the maps post-launch was just give it a new color, close off a route, open up another one, and hype everyone up for it after release. When they show pictures of the maps in the developer's blog, you'll notice that they're mostly close-up shots and don't show you much of the overall layout of the map. This is because it's the same fucking recycled garbage. They changed the texture of it so much that you don't notice, or at least not right away. There's physical disadvantages in the gameplay for you as well, if you go legitimate without microtransactions. Some of the REQ packs in Halo offer consumable Warzone REQs, which you can use in Warzone. There are power weapons, vehicles, damage, health, speed boosts. If you play the game without microtransactions and paying for REQ packs with real money, you might be able to use a Scorpion or Mantis every once in a while in Warzone. But if you wallet warrior Halo 5 and buy REQ packs, you'll forget how to use a battle rifle. You'll be using Scorpions and snipers and rocket launchers every game, and you might even be able to use something every life. Now you can probably imagine a team of 12-year-olds with their parents' credit cards spamming banshees and appetite for destructions against you. They're paying to win, and it's ruining the game. 343 Industries isn't going to do anything about that because the kids gave them money, so hope to God that you get put into a lobby with others like you. Then there's GTA. I know I said most of the stuff is aesthetic, but there's expensive stuff too. If you want to reliably get the helicopter you want by the time you get to a helipad, you gotta buy it from Pegasus. You want an apartment you can hide from hostile players in, gotta buy them, and they aren't fucking cheap. And you gotta pay the bills regularly. Want to kill that player back for killing you? He's in a tank. He wallet warriored it. Those things cost millions, and you're not high enough level to unlock the RPG. Any vehicle that shoots with the exception of the laser and the buzzer can only be obtained by spending millions and millions in GTA money to get. And on top of that, you need to pay a fee every time you call it in. Your friends can't give you theirs because it'll lock you out of it eventually. If you're flying in the air, that's not very fun. The anti-theft on Pegasus vehicles thing I just described was not a mechanic at launch. They added it in so you had to pay for your own shit. Every single move Halo and GTA 5 makes are means that can be easily linked to an end colored in green. Halo recently released Breakout Refresh. It's still the Breakout game type in matchmaking, but they replaced the SMG with shotguns, reversed the direction you had to return the flag to, extended the magnum clip, turned off the radar, and gave everyone shields. Besides the fact that nobody had a problem with the old Breakout, and that one of the defining characteristics of Breakout was the lack of shields and the no radar. Now, this connection isn't a strong one, but it's simple. They're streamlining everything. They made all these changes to appeal to a broader group of Halo players at the cost of a unique game type. Now with Breakout Refresh, it's a few steps closer to every other monotonous playlist in Arena. Why is it good to make Arena monotonous? Because you use more REQs in Warzone. And if Warzone is more fun, you have more exposure to Warzone REQs and therefore microtransactions. GTA 5 gives double RP missions and weeks, where you get double RP or XP for doing certain missions or activities. You might notice there's an abundant lack of double money missions or weeks. They want to look like they're cutting you a break, but they're not. Nobody needs RP. People gain a decent level way before they'll make a dent in the cost of the X80, much less mod it completely. Only a few months ago, Rockstar added the biggest update to GTA 5 so far. They added organizations where you can buy and sell bulk illegal stuff. It was supposed to be the way to make money, so long as you had a few $1,000,000 to start with. What a load of bullshit. That whole segment of the game they added is the biggest time waster around. If you work the system flawlessly, it'll still take you several real-life hours before you can get even a medium warehouse full. They put so much fluff and wait times into that system with cooldowns between absolutely anything you do. You gotta get your friends to join up with you if you plan on spending less than 30 minutes on a pickup. Since you can only carry one piece of cargo at a time, and with more than 70% of the time it's at the far end of the map, and you have to be in public sessions where other players can blow up your cargo and get chump change for it, if you lollygag too long between pickups and don't sell fast enough, a scripted event triggers where somebody raids your warehouse of goods and you spent hundreds of thousands of dollars filling up, and there's very little you can do about it. If you get through all of that and manage to sell a full warehouse, you'll get a few $1,000s. That takes hours upon hours of senseless grinding to do, and the missions don't even seem like they were supposed to be fun. You know the stock market in GTA 5's single player, LCN, Bossack? You know how you can't use them in multiplayer even though Rockstar said they would add functionality to it? They still haven't, and won't. because players might actually be able to get lucky and make money and not have a need for shark cards. Every time they add something that's supposed to be good for you, it's not. Rockstar and 343 Industries are just feeding you sugar-free candy. And GTA 5 PC released a little bit ago. They definitely took their sweet fucking time porting it, definitely far past GTA 5's peak to make good sales. But that's okay, they make up for it in shark cards. If you connect to GTA 5 online on PC with a file directory that has an extra INI file or DLL file or changed files, i.e. if your GTA 5 looks modded at all, you're instantly banned. No, you can't go into an invite-only session, or solo session, or a private server somebody set up. There was a project called 5M not too long ago, not too unlike San Andreas multiplayer, where they were working on adding private servers to GTA 5 and allow people to use mods around other people, far away from the economy and any sort of opening where someone could gain an advantage against an unsuspecting player. Rockstar shuts them down fast. Rockstar doesn't want people playing with each other with mods, because if you're having fun with mods, you're not having fun with a shopping spree from shark card money. Either that, or Rockstar is so vain that they think the vanilla game is better than anything anybody could think of with mods, and won't let anybody tell them otherwise. It might just sound like I'm whining about white people problems, but if you're trying to look at this from both sides, considering 343 Industries and Rockstar's perspectives and trying to identify with their actions, you might find that it's a hell of a lot easier to see where I'm coming from. Just look at this button, right here. The email button. I've been playing GTA 5 since it came out 3 years ago. I've never once gotten an email. I load it up today, and I get an email. Guess what it is? Shark card advertisement. Fuck off, Rockstar. The moral of the story is, don't buy shark cards. Don't buy REQ packs. If the game is fun without them, you don't need them. If you need to make use of microtransactions to make the game fun, maybe the game isn't fun. Thanks for watching. If you think I have a point, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, etc., etc. See you in the next video, I guess. If you survive the bullet, you're going to get infected. Any gas that seeps into your trench, you're good as dead. It's going straight into your bloodstream. There's Pokemon Go in hell.
What hell? Who do you think I am?
I don't know. I just assumed with the drugs and all.
I'm in hell?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. Let's just move past that.
Just think about it. How high do you think God has to be to make stuff like cow milk and pink fairyed armadillo?
What's a pink fairy?